What? People want to see me do more responses. But why? They only bitch about them and make videos back. And besides, I don't even know if there's many more critics that I can make fun of. Film Brain? Well, I guess he did do one awful review of Awake, but there's nobody here. I don't have any friends. Well, here we go again. Film Brain reviewed the movie Awake. Almost 4 years ago? Oh no, can't review it, it's been too long. And then someone's going to come along and say, this review's been done ages ago, why are you responding? Yeah, people don't seem to realise the idea for these videos is to defend the movie. Defend the movie, not necessarily make fun of the producer, you know, because the video's like ancient, but you know, defend the movie itself. Just saying, you know, just saying, that's kind of how it works. If I insult the producer along the way, that's part of the comedy. Awake is a movie I've included on YouMilfs, but like Jack in Batman Forever, I will happily acknowledge its flaws in time. Now, much like Doug Walker, I've not really got anything against Film Brain as a producer. To be honest, he's one of the funniest actors in the channel Awesome Movies. So actually, I'm sure this review is just going to be perfectly...
Hello and welcome to Bad Movie Down, and on this episode, we're going to be slicing into medical thriller Awake, starring Hayden Christensen and Jessica Alba. Awake is a 2007 thriller based around the concept of anesthetic awareness, which is what happens when a patient in surgery has some level of consciousness during the procedure.
This is gonna be a difficult one. Okay, from all of the bad movie beatdown episodes I've seen, Film Brain always talks with this slow and dragged out delivery like this. And if you think I'm making fun of some kind of speech impediment that he might have, like a lot of the comments on this review are stating, you're wrong. He doesn't talk like this in any of the movies.
The plans for your rocket ship are in, sir.
I know you think you're hot shit around here.
Yes, you are. You're the best creep there is. Who savaged the film once they finally got a hold of it. It was clear they didn't have much faith in it.
Which means he deliberately dumbs himself down and slows down his voice for these videos to intentionally annoy the piss out of his viewers.
The film begins with an opening text explaining what anesthetic awareness is, stating that 21 million patients who have surgery each year, roughly 30,000 of them suffer these events, implying that all who do are paralysed and feel every slice, being unable to scream for help. These statistics are even put on the film's poster. Now this is taken from a quoted source as cited in the ending credits, but I've read many others that put the number at 1,400 a year. That's basically a 1 in 15,000 chance of this occurring, so relax, it's very rare. And even if we do take the bigger number, don't you think there'd be a major scandal if that many patients a year went through what Christensen goes through in this film? It's just a bunch of scaremongering bollocks.
Oh, Film Brain! This just in. No one cares. Alright, let's be serious for a second. Yeah, you are 100% right. These stats are inaccurate, and after some quick research, the numbers you quoted are 100% true. But my problem is, who cares? I mean, maybe that's a shit defense, but seriously, who is sitting down to watch this movie and they're like, no, this sucks, the numbers are wrong, I can't enjoy this film because the numbers are wrong, it's inaccurate, not that any people suffer from it. Oh, the next hour and a half is now unentertaining because the statistics are not true. Guess what, right? They are allowed to exaggerate numbers to improve the cinematic experience, Film Brain. It's kind of how filmmaking works.
I've lost patience before, but I've never lost a friend.
Dun dun dun!
You're not funny!
It gives the impression this is a film about a surgeon losing a friend, but he's not even the main character!
No, his friend is the main character. The friend that he's afraid to lose, which is exactly what he just said.
This is such a shameless way of grabbing the audience's attention, especially given that he drops a major spoiler in the first 2 minutes. So much for suspense.
1, you don't want them to grab the audience's attention. 2, he doesn't die though. I mean, I guess technically he does, but it's not the end of the film. He doesn't die at the end. 3 minutes into your video, and I am convinced that either you did not watch the entire movie or your mother smoked whilst pregnant.
The film includes a scene of Clay negotiating a deal with a Japanese company who are vicious, competitive, and have links to organised crime. Or at least so we're told, but it's also completely superfluous to the narrative. Is this meant to be a red herring setup for later so we suspect they're behind it because they're never mentioned again?
You're right. You're making me want to rip out my fucking eardrums, but you're right.
If you walk out that door, you made a choice.
You're making it for me.
And that's literally the entire scene. It barely even plays for 40 seconds of the actual movie. This is meant to be a huge emotional rift. These intense, devastating secrets exploding like a time bomb. And yet it's so castrated in editing that it has no effect in the slightest.
Subtlety? No, you get the fuck out of it. How dare you sneak your way back in here? Get out! So, I felt like this story worked. I felt the connection. The main plot of the story was Clay and Sam's relationship and his condition. I liked that the mother subplot was kept subtle, making the twist ending a lot more surprising. It wasn't just hammered home like, yes, they love each other. She would literally give her heart to him to save his life. Spoilers.
And why the hell is Sam the one carrying his medication?
Okay, everyone. Right now, let's depict Clay carrying his own medication for a second. Oh, I'm feeling a bit rough. I better take my Oh, God, I wish someone else was here to give me my medication while I'm in this immense pain.
I know they're a couple, but I imagine they had to spend a lot of time apart just to keep up appearances. What if Clay started having trouble and Sam wasn't there?
His condition is worsening. Why wouldn't she be there? If you are seriously questioning why Clay needs his own carer, you have no film brain.
In fact, Clay seems to be so happy that he forgets he had a dodgy heart that made him barely able to stand a few hours ago, carrying Sam down the stairs and even preparing to consummate the union too.
Do you understand how health conditions work? I've got a good friend who's currently going through chemotherapy for breast cancer. And some days, she feels great. She feels healthy, like $100. Other days, she's in incredible amounts of pain. These kind of problems go back and forth. And if you don't understand that, and you're seriously using that to critique this movie, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Let's see, do I pick between the guy who has so many malpractice suits that gives Dr. Nick Riviera a run for his money, or do I literally pick the best surgeon in the country? Oh, that's right, I'll pick the incompetent ones and F you to my mum because, hey, it's not like my life is on the line.
You don't have any friends, do you, Matthew? Admittedly, yes, logically you would go with the more accomplished surgeon, but realistically, in that situation, are you telling me that you would not trust your best friend entirely? Your fucking best friend who is a surgeon! I'd trust my best friend to give me a heart transplant. And she's not even a surgeon!
I'm sorry.
You'll have to excuse Penny. She's not from around here. Walk on the other side of the road over there, huh?
Very funny.
This is clearly the height of competency. She's so clumsy she can barely even walk without spilling her papers everywhere, so I see no problem with her dealing with my delicate internal organs.
Because clumsily tripping over a desk and knocking papers all over the floor is exactly the same as completely butchering a heart transplant. I mean, I know that's their plan, but he doesn't know that yet. Film Brain doesn't know anything.
I don't care if you just came to a party, you just gave half the damn hospital heart attacks. Did they not tell Chris McDonald this wasn't a comedy? If you're shooting a suspense thriller, why would you even shoot a scene like this? It's obviously gonna get cut because it's completely sodding ridiculous.
Yes, it's stupid, but do you really need to do all of that mugging? It's ridiculous how you just keep doing these facial expressions all the time. Come on, how do you do this? What the hell? Why do people watch this shit?
You might have already noticed there's something very off about this surgery team. Namely the fact there's only 5 of them in the room with him. I know this is a cash-strapped inner-city hospital, but I hardly think they're cutting their overheads by reducing the number of surgeons in the room.
Again, are you seriously watching this movie like, no, this sucks because there's not enough surgeons in that room. This is ruining the cinematic experience. There's not enough... Batman! Look, Batman! There's not enough surgeons in that room. You can't like the film because there's not enough surgeons! There's not enough surgeons! There's you. Razzie.
I don't know. Maybe when they're about to cut your chest cavity open, you're supposed to be asleep.
What?
Maybe when they're about to cut your chest cavity open, you're supposed to be asleep.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Maybe when they're about to cut your chest cavity open, you're supposed to be asleep.
Clay is in agony, right, because he's supposed to be asleep. And you're bitching because he's supposed to be asleep. I'll get back to you on this one. I need some time to think.
Whose idea was it to have Hayden Christensen in a role that's mostly conveyed through voiceover narration? The guy's got an infamously whiny voice that makes mine look subtle by comparison.
You're making fun of somebody else's voice? That's like Jimmy Carr making fun of somebody else's laugh. This was great voice acting. Where's the bad? I don't understand. Did you expect him to not whine when he's having his fucking chest torn open? Just take it like a man. And you have no room to bitch about somebody else's voice. It's ridiculous.
It's just pain. It's just pain. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't fucking hurt.
Pain doesn't hurt? Are you for real? Your rib cage is getting sliced open.
Oh, fuck off! You need to read a book or something! Are you seriously bitching about this dialogue? Yeah, I'm just lying there, fucking chest being torn open, and I'm gonna think completely logical. Oh, yeah, he's saying stupid things. Yeah, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. You are a fucking dipshit who doesn't understand how fucking humans speak. Is George Lucas your grandfather?
He actually manages to filter out the pain by concentrating up memories of his wife. I'm not even making this up.
It never acknowledges if it does actually filter out the pain or not. It probably doesn't, but this is a movie that is cinematically trying to get a message across. Just because the director muted the audio of his screams to show Jessica Alba doesn't mean he's not in agony. I mean, he still has his voice, but you know, he's clearly trying to distract himself the way that any human would do. What am I trying to teach you? Logical behavior. It's like trying to teach the amazing atheist human morals.
There goes a rib. All right, Clay.
Hey, you better be fucking sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world's least competent medical team.
Because no surgeons ever during an operation have accidentally broke a rib before. None in history. Just the ones in this film. Completely incompetent, useless, no accidents never happened. Read a fucking book!
In fact, I don't know what's more hilarious, them or Clay's ridiculously innate insights that's turned this so-called thriller into a terrific comedy.
No, a comedy would be if you were in the operation and you didn't wake up.
Usually they start the procedure after the replacement heart has arrived, not walking with it halfway through, having already ripped the patient's chest open.
Again, this is true. But again, why is this ruining the movie for you? You are finding any tiny inconsistency and blowing it out of proportion like it's enough to ruin the entire sequence. Statistics, not enough surgeons in a room, heart arriving late. Get a fucking life.
Yes, we're apparently already halfway through the procedure. How long has Clay been in surgery screen time-wise? Not even 10 minutes! I'm not expecting it to take place in real time. They've edited it so heavily, they made it look like a heart transplant only takes an hour.
I mean, just a few seconds later, you play this.
We've been at this for a while.
You play the clip that proves they've been doing it for a while, you incompetent jackass.
Because I do have to make a call.
Sure, go ahead. You got at least 20 minutes. We don't need you for a while.
Well, thanks, guys.
We don't need you for a while? The anesthesiologist is supposed to be constantly supervising the operation, checking for signs of consciousness, and re-administering anesthetics throughout.
That is literally the only thing you have said thus far that legitimately discredits the movie. And it only took you 16 minutes and 40 seconds. Good job, bro. Like a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
If the anesthesiologist in charge of your husband's operation shrugs off his own personal phone call that he's taking during the surgery to give you an informal status update, I think you can rightly assume that everything is not going fine. In fact, you might want to file a formal complaint whilst you're at it.
Again, good point, but seriously, what the fuck is up with your facial expressions? Do you have facial Tourette's or something?
Not content with their high concept premise that they already have no idea what to do with, they take it even higher into the stratosphere! I mean, it's a pretty big coincidence that Clay just happened to have anesthetic awareness during a surgery where the operators are trying to kill him.
Again, I agree with this. I feel like they could have made an entire movie alone based on a man just trying to survive this ordeal, so the murder subplot seemed random and like they just ran out of ideas, which is a shame because there's so much more potential behind this premise.
Clay wills himself to move, but not in the real world. He's having an out-of-body experience whilst he's still lying on the operating table. Where the hell is he? Purgatory? The spirit realm? In his own head? Buggered if I know.
Because it's really clever and artsy when films like Eternal Sunshine do it. But it sucks here, right? It sucks here, but it's fine when they do it. Yeah, that's brilliant. That's cinematically genius. But here, it sucks.
It's clear what the real reason is for having him running around replaying scenes we only saw 15 minutes ago at most. Clay literally cannot do anything. That's where the suspense of the premise comes from. The fact that he's helpless as he's sliced and later poisoned, but it's also the film's major Achilles heel because it renders him completely inactive. Which is a bit of a problem considering he's the main character.
And that's exactly why they had him move in his subconscious. You're bitching about it whilst literally explaining why they're doing it and why they need to do it. It's called filmmaking, Mr. Film Brain.
So, why should I care about this whiny imbecile?
I was just wondering the same thing. Again, you expect someone being murdered to not whine? Are you fucking high? Oh look, they're trying to kill me, huh? Cool, yeah, they're trying to kill me. Tra-la-la, I'll just have a little nap here. Yeah, what the fuck?
They're trying to kill me.
I just had an interesting chat with some guy named Larry.
Way to miss the obvious joke.
They're trying to kill me. You brought him here to kill me!
No!
You can't even do the simplest of things right. And I just made your video a million times funnier. Shame on you.
Jessica Alba is the criminal mastermind! Jessica freaking Alba!
Wow. Just wow. That was the most unconvincing, worst acted fake laugh I have ever seen in my entire life. But that's fine. That's fine. It's not like you're now going to critique somebody else's acting or anything.
And some actors can pull off a reversal like this, but Jessica Alba is a queen bitch? No, punny. Not in a million years.
Play the clip again. Nice. Also, why do you always speak like you're sucking in vinegar through your eyes?
And if Clay's supposed to be wandering through his memories, how would he be able to see that considering he didn't notice it the first time in order to recall it?
You completely missed the entire purpose of all of his mind-trippy, mind-boggling subconscious scenes. He was going back through his memories to try to spot stuff that made what happened later obvious. Duh! Which is exactly why, in a clip you show, he says, looking back, it was all so obvious what they had planned from the beginning. So he went back to try to notice all that shit. But again, many other movies have paradoxes when it comes to alternate realities or dream sequences or mind vortexes. But nah, it's artsy for them and shit for this.
Nothing about what's going on makes any sense.
No, what doesn't make sense is, you're famous and I'm not.
If you were trying to run a scheme like this, then why the hell would you do it in the very same hospital where she worked in as a nurse? She's very lucky she only got recognised once.
Good point. See, you do have a brain. Unless maybe there was a limitation with hospitals. You know, maybe there wasn't any other hospitals for them to actually do this without raising suspicion near Clay's house. So they just kind of had to do it at that hospital. Yeah, I'll take it back. Not a good point. You're still a moron.
If you injected the heart, wouldn't you be able to tell that in an autopsy?
Yes, good point. Although, it could be argued that many things go wrong during an autopsy.
Originally, it was ruled that Arouge had died of natural causes, but due to suspicions by those who knew him, his body was retested, only to reveal that Arouge had been the victim of cyanide poisoning.
There you go, thanks Rob Dyke. See, an autopsy incorrectly decided his death. It happens. I mean, again, it's still a big risk, but I'm just saying.
At the same time, Lilith starts appearing in Clay's realm and starts having a conversation with him. Okay, so where the hell are they then? It can't be taking place inside Clay's head because there's no way he could possibly know that she sacrificed herself.
Why is it too difficult to realise it's her afterlife inner thoughts leaving her final message with Clay and not her actually leaving her final message with Clay? It's her mind finally moving on. Duh! Brain or film? Filmmaking does not compute!
Not only is Clay's out-of-body experience completely pointless,
What the fuck? You explained the purpose of it earlier! I've never been so confused before in my life.
overdosing on blood-thinning tablets like she does would have actually damaged her heart, rendering her completely unfit for transplant.
Actually, although the overdose would damage the heart somewhat, it would not be unsuitable for heart transplant. It's a possibility. It's still a gamble, but it wouldn't make it it wouldn't guarantee that it can't be used. I like the ending. I thought it was a nice ending and it benefited the subtle scenes from earlier with their relationship.
The evil surgeons try to make their way out of hospital, but Lupin dobs them in, prompting the police to arrest Putnam and Penny on really flimsy evidence.
Well, what the fuck? Earlier you fucking said that there's no way they can get away with this, and now you're saying that they were arrested for fucking no evidence? Are you the one on medication? You fucking need it.
2.5 hours later, his life was saved.
That successful surgery took 2 hours. Could have fooled me considering it only took place across 10 minutes of screen time.
It's not real time. It's not real time. It's not real time. It's not real time. What's difficult to understand about this, you dipshit?
Lilith gives him the encouragement by taking him back to his final memories of his father, the ones he's been suppressing for so long. Turns out Daddy wasn't all success and smiles. He was a coke addict and an abusive husband who, when he was threatening his son, Lilith hit him fatally on the back of the head, falling to his death over the staircase. What a twist! Wait, what does this have to do with anything?
You are asking a movie that is literally about a struggling mother with an ungrateful son who, she's trying to gain affection from him. And they're quite distant. And then she literally dies for him. She literally gives her heart to him to save his life. And you're asking why a subplot about an abusive father was pointless. Do you know anything about filmmaking or visual storytelling? The fact that an abusive, drug addict father figure being in this would show their closeness more. Show Clay how much his mother has been through for him. Bringing them closer. Realising their relationship was stronger than ever. No, it's pointless. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you the fucking drug addict? I don't understand. You have no concept of filmmaking or storytelling. You could barely analyse an episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Wait, hang on. Does that mean it took those bad surgeons 2 hours to try and escape? Or did they get lost in their own damn hospital? The film is less medically accurate than the board game Operation.
Who cares? Was The Matrix scientifically accurate? Was Jurassic Park archaeologically accurate? Was Pirates of the Caribbean geographically accurate? No, and everyone loves all of them! This review is awful. I've listed the flaws as we've gone along, but your awfully annoying voice, which you don't do in any of the movies, so you must just hate my sense of hearing and want to take that away from me, ruins the experience. In addition to your blatant inability to comprehend the art of genuine filmmaking, ignoring competent screenwriting or artsy imagery, along with incredible hypocrisy, ridiculous bias, and the nitpicking that litters all of your other content. I'm Rob Bohr, beating down retarded critics everywhere. Oh! I sat down really quickly and I sat on one of my bollocks. That's testicles for you Yanks, and it fucking hurt.